Good afternoon. My name is Ruben Serene, and in today's presentation, I will be exploring government and NGOs' intervention in food waste, utilities' importance for reducing the carbon footprint and environmental impacts. So the purpose of this presentation is to evaluate the necessity of using food waste to lessen the environmental impact and the carbon footprint. This presentation will go more into the ways that government efforts and programs such as the WRAP contribute to efforts to find a solution to this problem. So between 25 and 30% of the food produced within the UK is lost. So this leaves us with the question, who is to blame? Is it the consumers or the producers? According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, 8 to 10% of human-caused greenhouse gas emission is caused by this food loss. By putting in place stricter rules and creating groups that concentrate on making greater use of food waste, UK households will recycle more and minimize waste, as shown within the data collection and methods by the WRAP. So yeah, the UK government has ultimately partnered with this private NGO, and they are adopting a very analytical approach. Numerous activities and initiatives have been set out, and these different approaches have helped to make it possible to implement the right campaigns and tactics. So by the end of 2030, the court hold commitment, which is a very, very important thing, and I will be going over this quite a bit in this presentation. They hope to cut food waste by 50% by 2030. They have numerous consumer initiatives such as Love Waste, Love Food, Hate Waste campaign, Recycle Now, and Clear on Plastic. In the UK, 60% of the food that is purchased for consumption is being wasted. So going back to that question, it is leading me to believe that consumers are more to blame at the moment. This corresponds to an annual food waste of 4.7 million tons. The 2030 aim should be attainable and could even rise higher in the future with the continued support of the government as well as funding. So yeah, now why should we care about food waste? Food waste is a major global issue, and efforts and governments are working to reduce its quantity and find new uses for it. Families in the UK need a voice to highlight the true effects of food waste, as a lot of families and many people may not even think about food waste being harmful as much as it is. So as this problem of food waste grows, governments and initiatives have obviously set out goals, which are all in the 2030 court hold commitment. So why should we care about food waste? And why should we try and reduce it? So as said before, the home food waste is roughly 6.7 million tons, which equates to 70% of overall food waste. So households are obviously the biggest ones that are producing the most food waste. And according to the WRAP, in 2023, the greenhouse gas emissions associated with food and drink were about the equivalent of 18 million tons in carbon dioxide. With all of these figures, it led to the WRAP coming to a figure of roughly £250 per person, which is about £1,000 per family per year, which is obviously a lot of money that could be saved or used on many other things. This food waste, of course, has to end up somewhere, and it ends up at a landfill. And these landfills are very harmful. They release a lot of methane gases into the air.